This week on Backstage Lakers, our rookie head coach reveals his principles in times of adversity.
And that's when you need, the core values. And when we started to struggle, we haven't built that up yet.
How those values translate to players off the court.
What do you like, Jaime? What is your favorite sport?
And on game day, crucial last-minute decisions in a closed-door meeting.
Well, is Julius playing or not playing?
The bright LA sun shines through on a mid-season off day for the Lakers. Even though there is no game tonight, at the Spectrum Sportsnet studios, there are media obligations for rookie head coach Luke Walton to be met at the team's television home.
Just leave all this in here after
Yeah, you can leave here. All right.
Well, they get this all prettied up for you, bud. Hi, I'm Chris McGee. You are connected with Luke Walton. Luke, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Christopher. Thanks for having me on.
Luke, at the end of November, you're 10-10. Did that surprise even you, or out of training camp, did you think, hey, we could have a good start here?
No, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was surprised we were 10-10. We were getting great performances from everybody, attacking other teams as a team. Really the way we want to play, the way we need to play to win games. Then the NBA season starts to happen, and then you get injuries, and it's harder. And that's when you need, the core values. And when we started to struggle, we haven't built that up yet.
One of the building blocks was unceremoniously put in place in the middle of a game back in November after one of their big men left with an injury.
They're going to make Meta do it.
The fans will remember Meta being an Indiana Pacer.
As the team's decorated veterans stepped up to the free throw line, the purest expression of Luke's core values were put on public display, and a team slogan was born.
When I got into the game in Indiana, and I got to the free throw line, I just said, I love basketball. I love this moment.
That's our thing. We don't say team on three. We don't say Lakers on three. We say I love basketball on three, and the whole coaching staff, everybody says it. So.
It was something that, D'Angelo Russell, who was one of our captains early on, decided to say, and it just kind of stuck as a team. That's what we feel we want to do.
As a player, I love being part of a team and seeing what we could get accomplished together. And I can't play anymore. So this is it. This is how I get to feel that inner, drive, the inner want I have for that. And we get to do it with a young core. It's pretty awesome.
I love basketball on three. 1, 2, 3. I love basketball.
Who's Luke's guy that you can go to, maybe vent to, maybe ask questions?
I still talk to Steve all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to Phil a few times, and I've talked to my dad.
Luke, your childhood was like dinners with Larry Bird, your dad playing for the Boston Celtics. I mean, what was that like? And how much did that shape your love for basketball?
As a kid, I idolized Larry Bird, probably because we spent time with him. And the first time I was really into basketball was watching the '86 Celtics and how they played. And every kid's son wants to grow up like their dad.
Bill Walton's son followed in his big footsteps to a 10-year NBA career of his own. And on the season's opening night, a proud father cheered on the next phase of his son's basketball life.
The Waltons are here. My 3 brothers are coming. My dad, Lori are back there. My mom will be here. My cousin will be here. The Walton force will be strong tonight. Big Bill's in a Laker t-shirt, which is nice.
Here in Portland, the Walton basketball story comes full circle in celebration of Bill's defining NBA moment.
I now am proud to reintroduce to you the 1977 champion Portland Trailblazers, right here.
Tonight is the perfect harmonic convergence in my life, representing the phrase, it all rolls into one.
Bill Walton!
I'm so proud. I'm so happy to have it all come together tonight. We've had a magnificent celebration of this incredible team that was the youngest team, and to this day, the youngest team to ever win the championship. It was a perfect team. I just wish it could have lasted forever.
I'm going to throw you out right now if I can. It is good to see you.
The profound bond between the 1977 Blazers team is embodied by the late Maurice Lucas, whose son David is here tonight in Portland to represent him at the ceremony. A shared halftime moment between the Waltons and Lucases is a reminder of their friendship, and for Bill, there is another lasting testament to Maurice's influence on his life.
Maurice Lucas, the anchor, the foundation of our team, the greatest teammate I ever had. Nobody made me a better player than Maurice Lucas, who was so important, so instrumental, so inspirational in my life that I named our next born son, Luke Walton, after Big Luke, and it was just so special.
Obviously, felt strongly enough about them to name me after Maurice, but I would hope that he's rooting for his son to have some success. Yeah.
Luke has this incredible opportunity ahead of him to be a part of such a unique, fantastic franchise, the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh my gosh, I'm so lucky, but I'm a lot happier when the Lakers win.
It's nice being able to have him in the building. We don't get to spend enough time together with our schedule, so it's good whenever something like this can happen.
As Backstage Lakers continues, after the father-son reunion in Portland, Luke and his Lakers team now must immediately head to Utah, where in a closed-door coaches meeting, the staff grapples with last-minute decisions.
Well, it's Julie's plan and not them.
In the middle of back-to-back games on the road, the team finds themselves in snow-covered Salt Lake City. It's a reminder for Luke Walton, an NBA coach's life means navigating peaks and valleys. The game in Portland the night before provided Luke with both a reunion with his father and a loss to the Trailblazers. Now, a late arrival in Utah forces the cancellation of morning shoot-around, which gives the players some extra sleep, but extra prep for the coaching staff.
We didn't get to the hotel in Utah until 3:30 in the morning. Guys don't fall asleep till 4. So instead of trying to wake up only getting 6 hours of sleep, we know how important sleep is to recovery. An hour before each meeting, we meet as a coaching staff and have a coaches meeting about what we're going to present to the team.
For Walton and his staff, an early discussion point revolves around a pointed and perhaps relevant quote from a perennial all-star in Chicago.
Because it was Dwayne Wade who said it. So we're having too many of these lapses, we're having too many of these losses. It can't be acceptable if you want to do something besides have an NBA jersey and make some money. Yeah. When you read that or when you look at it, it's like he was talking to us.
It was the same day that Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler went to the media with the comments they made. You know, the debate we had as a coaching staff, was it worth bringing that up to the players?
Do you guys think we should read that to the players or no? Even though it describes us.
I just think that if we show it to them, I think they'll say, well, in their minds, I think that's the Bulls. That's not us.
Stars do a lot of bullshit, but they put in work. Their track record is proven.
We knew what Kobe's, we knew he wasn't going to play help side defense, but as a role player, that was your job to do all those little things so that him and Shaq could win championships.
Ultimately, we decided, we'll let the players read it on their own because I thought Dwayne Wade made some really, some really good points and powerful points from a player that has won multiple championships.
All right, let's just cut through some Utah stuff.
There's just not enough time in the days for me to prepare for the Portland game and then know that we're playing Utah in 24 hours and then have to try to prepare for what Utah has been doing. So we break it up amongst assistant coaches, and Jesse had Utah, so it's Jesse's responsibility to watch the 5 previous games Utah has played and put together film edits and see who's playing well.
You want to ice it with the 4 or 5?
Yeah, like Julius takes away his right hand, sits there, then Timo's in an ice, and then the 2 guys can tag Gobert.
You think they can do that?
I don't know if they can, but They definitely can't get to the low side of Gobert on the switch.
Julius Randle will be unable to play tonight because of a flu-related illness. So the question of who will replace him at the 4 position must be answered.
Who we starting at the 4 tonight?
I mean, before last night, T Black and Zubac were playing 4 or 5 in that second unit, so T Black was technically the next on the depth chart. Tarek had been playing really good pick and roll defense for us, and he had been playing prior games with Zubac, so he was actually playing the power forward.
But he's starting favor still, so it's gotta be something big.
With them starting Gobert and Derek Favors, who are basically 2 centers, it worked out for us, and Tarek had earned that regardless.
It's gotta be Black, right?
Yeah, that'd be good for us.
The meeting concludes with a post-mortem on the previous night's loss in Portland.
What do you say to that? Seriously.
Is Timo tagging Luau? What is he doing?
I have no idea. And Julius and Luau already protected the paint.
They're not rim running, not getting to the corners, so that we're not doing our daily habits that we work on and talk about every day, and that starts to avalanche.
Upon arrival at the arena, Walton unveils his revised starting lineup.
Well, we're gonna switch up a little bit tonight. Julius has been real sick.
Who's gonna start in his place?
Tark.
The Lakers and the Utah Jazz. Julius Randle not feeling well, so Tarek Black will start in his stead. Can the Lakers win on the second night of a back-to-back? Let's find out. Gobert was hit by Mozgov in the eye, Michael, but he controlled the tip anyway. Down low to Tarek Black, alone at the front of the rim, and he dunks it. First 2 points of the game to the Lakers.
Tarek Black would have an emphatic start, but the Lakers, unfortunately, would have another lackluster finish.
Zubac blocked by Gobert, and the game is over.
As Backstage Lakers continues, an off-day game plan of different sorts.
What do you like, Jaime? What is your favorite sport?
The Lakers' late January schedule provides a much-needed breather and 4 consecutive off days, an opportunity for rare family time off the court. As practice concludes, 12-year veteran Jose Calderon shifts gears from Laker point guard to father and chauffeur.
Even if it's not off day and you got practice in the morning, you don't have the whole day, but for me, just traveling all the time with the team, just being in and out, it's so great to have the kids with you.
Oh, say hello.
For me, it's kind of like, just feel like a little bit more like normal instead of like just thinking about basketball all the time. I think that's one of the great things to have this family. It's about being able to disconnect right away. You can have a good game, a bad game, a win, a loss, but coming home with the 3 of them, it just makes everything a little bit easier.
If I'm here, I drop them in the morning as well, and I like to pick them up. So, like I said, for me, it's like, you just make my day. I always have a lot of fun with them.
Say hello.
Hello.
Well, we headed to Manuel and Jaime. They got karate. I always like for them to do, every sport they want. They did soccer. Now they're doing karate, basketball last year. So just to, have fun and do some exercise. Huh? And tennis too. Tennis lessons too. You're right. Yeah, thank you, Manuel. What do you like, Jaime? What is your favorite sport?
I do soccer.
Soccer? You like soccer too?
And I do cooking.
Oh, you like? I know you do cooking, but what about the sports? You like to do cooking at home in the school? Yes. After that, it's time to get ready for the kid to get the bath and dinner, and that's my routine. So, like that's all we kind of like do all the time.
This is one of the other things we do. We like to do the Legos, and Manuel, he's the older one. It's only for him. Nobody can touch them, no Jaime or Gonzalo. Like they are 4.5 and 2.5. They cannot touch these Legos, they know that. Those are the Legos Manuel let the other two play with. He'll put all together there and they let the other two play with those. You know. This is like a few like basketballs that I got from the NBA. This was when I got this is the most important one because it was the all-time the free throw shooting percentage when I got like a 98.1%. 2 triple-doubles, my only 2 triple-doubles that I have in the NBA. So really proud of that, no easy.
Making the pieces fit and having something to show for it, a recurring theme in Calderon's career. Over 12 seasons with 5 NBA franchises, his NBA journey has involved adaptation in more ways than one.
My biggest challenge my first year when I got to Toronto was the language. I couldn't speak English, and for a point guard to be able to communicate with your teammates is kind of like the #1 rule you need. There is something different about the NBA. I don't know if it's the speed or the quickness or you play against the best, and it took a while to really feel comfortable on the court.
The most cherished chapter of Calderon's basketball experience has been his time with the Spanish national team.
The most I've accomplished and I'm proud of is like with the national team, with Spain, because it was kind of like the same group for a really long period of time. We grew up together and we won.
Spain captured silver at both the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, led by Calderon and another familiar Laker face.
Well, one of them, all the Lakers fans know because it was Pau Gasol, and a great, a friend of mine. We've been playing together since, I think our first tournament was maybe in '98 when we were like, 18, 20, even younger than that. And for just to be 6, 7, 8 of us here, is something. It's amazing. It's great. I think the NBA is getting bigger and bigger, and everybody in Spain is crazy about it. I've been here now for 12 years in the league, and just about, trying to tell the young guys how to be great in this league, how to be as long as I've been in the league, being professional. So that was my role. That's what I'm doing, and it's been great so far.
As Backstage Lakers continues, a ride back in time for a Lakers rookie.
I can fit in there.
Give it a try if you like.
Oh, yeah.
The Lakers are not the only thing that binds together this sprawling city, as it is impossible to tell the story of the history of Southern California without the automobile. LA's car culture is world famous, from the iconic freeways crisscrossing the Southland to the many local museums that pay tribute to the automobile, including Irvine's Mercedes-Benz Classic Center.
Most popular car in Croatia is probably Mercedes-Benz.
Much like the Lakers' rich and storied history here in Los Angeles, Mercedes-Benz has also solidified its history with the automobile, and this showroom is a monument to that enduring tradition.
We usually have around a dozen vehicles, anything from an 1886 Benz patent motor wagon replica up to a 1935 500K. The 1935 500K is a beautiful example of pre-war manufacturing quality and design elegance. The overall message here is you can drive these vehicles for hundreds of thousands of miles and have a resource to go to.
Just blocks from the Lakers' El Segundo practice facility is a hidden gem. The Automobile Driving Museum features another showroom of additional stunning vintage cars and free rides in several of the collection's finest. Rookie center Ivica Zubac makes the most of his off day, indulging in some classic Americana.
The Automobile Driving Museum has been here for about 10 years. Our mission is to preserve the history and function of the American automobile for generations to come. I guess a good place to start would be pretty much the car that, as we say, put the world on wheels. It's the Ford Model T. At one point in time, 65% of all cars on Earth were Model Ts. So there were quite a few of them.
It was great to learn some part of American history.
We try to feature everything from the first 100 years of the automobile.
So they all drive?
All of these cars drive. on a good day.
Yeah. I definitely like cars, old school cars especially. If I find some cars that I can fit into, maybe I start collecting them.
American cars, especially American luxury cars from this time, were huge and covered in chrome and really gaudy and extravagant. And that's just the American way, I guess you could say, in that time. Here we have 1969, I believe, Plymouth Superbird.
This one is long. American muscle cars, they're really cool.
So this little yellow and green car right here, it's a 1935 Morgan three-wheeler.
This one drives?
Absolutely, absolutely. Not often, because it's not all that easy to drive, but yes, it does drive. Absolutely.
And what about this one? This one is
This is a little 54 Nash Metropolitan.
But it looks nice.
Yeah.
I like this one. Biggest thing buying a car for me is definitely room, because there's not much car I can fit into.
This was a car where if you owned it, you would never ever drive it. You were supposed to ride back there and be chauffeur driven.
I can fit in there.
Give it a try if you like. For Zubac, considering his height, if he were alive in those times, his best option would have been a chauffeur-driven town car.
Oh, yeah. Being able to fit in that car, it felt great. This gotta cost more than $1 million.
Close to, yeah. This car was $5,050, and if you figure in 1936 the average price of a house was about $8,000, it's pricey, very pricey. Well, now I think we'll go take you for a ride in one of our convertibles, our 57 Ford Skyliner.
You're gonna let me drive?
I wish I could. Here at the Automobile Driving Museum, we believe that these cars should be driven. That's what they were built for. So every Sunday, as a part of your tour, we have 3 different cars parked out front, and as a part of the tour, you can ride in them.
Let's try to fit in here.
For a big car, you'd expect more.
Yeah, but I'm used to getting my knees up to my head. This one is pretty good. I didn't expect this. I like that car. That car is really nice. Maybe I buy that car. Maybe one day if I sing a big contract.
On the next Backstage Lakers, the architect behind the Lakers' legendary success in LA is remembered.